Anyway, I'm Dan Fradenburgh, and this is Chess with Commercial Real Estate Investors. I'm joined today with Emma Norman. How you doing today, Emma?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I actually was able to take a look at a podcast where Dan was the guest, and he was phenomenal at it. And this is my second appearance on one of his second podcasts or third podcast. Oh, you were saying?
Yeah, I can't remember if we did Who Are You Helping and the Chance Encounter, but you're in the mobile home park sector. Do you want to say a thing or two about that? I know it's really hard to concentrate.
So I love the MHP sector. I'm actually a loan consultant with Eastern Union and I am hyper focused on mobile home parks, RV parks, things in that sector, as well as the fringe sector of self-storage. And so, because I was in the industry as a loan consultant for a little bit, plus MHP, I've been in that space personally and professionally for about 7 years. Um, I found myself in a couple of partnerships within the first year of conducting myself with Eastern Union. So we have about 50 plus units, smaller parks. We do tend to like the TOH model, which is tenant owned homes or resident owned homes.
Mhm.
And that's our favorite model. However, in one of our assets, which was a high value add, we may have to be open to pivoting.
Mhm.
So that is kind of one of the things that we face as investors in the MHP space
Mhm.
is you go out with this plan and you have it all written out and you've spoken with each other and everything else, but the market is simply the market. It's not something you argue with. You just try your best to learn the market on all levels, not only as an owner operator, the lending aspect is important, and your ability to form relationships with the locals and then in the end, if it's a residential owned kind of market or a park owned market, which is rentals, you are where you are,
Mhm. Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know?
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to invite you back. It's because you're one of the nicest people I've met in this entire space. And just to give you a little bit of background about this show, it was modeled a little bit off of that YouTube show where they eat the spicy chicken wings and the guys are more uncomfortable. But I was thinking the nice thing is that when you play chess against somebody, they start hating you more and more and more.
Well, if I'm used to losing, so that's not a big deal, and whether it be in chess, you got to be able to take the hits and keep your relationships while you're taking those hits, and that is very much so in commercial real estate as well, as I'm sure you have seen.
Right, right. And that's one of the benefits, one of the other hidden ideas about doing chess with commercial real estate people is because resilience is so much of it. It's like when do you just throw in the towel when the going gets tough? Because if it's soon, you're gonna have a bad time. A
Right.
really, really bad time.
Exactly. And on the lending side, it's very easy for me to do that, right? Because I have a steady deal flow. There's lots of deals coming in at all times, and I get to reserve my time and my energy. But when you're all in on your assets, you don't necessarily have it, especially after you've already acquired, you don't necessarily have that time, energy, or even mental thought available to say, hey, how do I get out of this with my shirt and some money on top of it, right? I'm going to have to go out and find more experts to and or help me pivot or sell or acquire more so that I can stabilize the rest of my portfolio,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know?
Hmm.
So yeah. And this is all key principles in investing, as well as if you're in the industry at all. and which I am every day, just like you are, Dan. So
Right, and it's so funny because like the internet, it has so it's your move, by the way, in case you didn't know. But
yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
oh no, no, I get it. It's I had it on with a couple other guests where they weren't sure for a minute, but yeah, it's really a crazy thing about how you get so many people who like the rented Lamborghinis and the rented like $30,000 watches and stuff. It's so bad, the situation, like the level of deception that is totally commonplace.
Yes.
And that's one of the other things I like about playing chess with somebody is because like if they practice a script or something like that, you'll watch them duck in and out of that.
Right.
You know,
Oh, that's funny. And maybe it's, oh, why did I see that? I was like, I got you in a pin. And I
I
said,
know, I know. I had the fork there. I was actually like, uh-oh. I'm like, oh no, it's okay.
and then you thought for a second, Emma, bad move, bad move.
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
don't worry, we can have a rematch too.
This is going to be a really good, that is a great way to definitely frame your podcast in that sense. You're going to get down to the real aspect of the person who's across, your opponent in this game, which is definitely chess, definitely strategic moves in commercial real estate as it is.
Hmm.
It's a whole nother level, of I speak with a lot of people, and just being able to get a handle on all of the working parts is in commercial real estate is very important. And then, like you said, resiliency. I love how when that you were a guest on that podcast, I want to say real estate investors or something like that. You had pointed out that a lot of sponsors don't want that element in their sponsorship, right? They want someone who's very frugal and, oh, that's not the move I want.
Oh, it was a mouse slip.
Yeah, it's a mouse slip. How do
Okay.
I? Okay.
Well, I can. Okay, so I did H5. So what I can do is I can give you a freebie. Okay, so I'm gonna go
Oh, thank
back
you.
here. Now you move back to H8
Okay.
with your rook, and then I'll move back, and then you
Yeah.
can, do what
Yeah.
you meant to do. So,
Yeah.
so you want to move? Yeah, there. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
there. Okay, go for it.
And I love that you had pointed out that about commercial real estate investors because, oh, what the, you baited me again.
Well,
Um,
it was just
so,
the original position. I would have taken it anyway, but at least, yeah.
but, so I was saying that I love that you pointed that out because that was definitely something that drew in my partnership.
Hmm.
I not only was I very frugal in the first place, I was honest to a fault.
Hmm.
And, it was very beneficial to me in that respect. They kept it's very close quarters when you're working together on a deal to get deals closed, right?
Hmm.
So they watched how do you castle on this thing?
Okay, so you click on your king, and then
Okay.
you'll see the faraway square that you can click on. So it'll be C8,
This
the
one?
white one. So
The
you
white
click
one.
on your black king, and then you click on C8, and then you can castle.
Where's C8? Yeah,
It's the white
it's not
square.
doing anything for me.
Oh, did you already move your king? Oh yeah, you moved your king when I took
Oh,
your queen, I think.
oh, you
Or
took
did
my
you not?
queen?
Oh no, that's why you can't castle. It's because it's the bishops in threatening in between it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
Yeah, the
see.
bishop's
I
threatening
see.
D8.
Okay. When did you take my queen? This is very distracting.
Yeah, well, no, though, that's when I stopped moving and I said about getting angry. That's when I took your queen. So anybody who was watching,
This is delayed anger right here, delayed
right, yeah,
anger.
just
No.
it's pulsing. I had it was right here.
And then there's the swindle, the baited switch, and the fantastic. Oh, it's so goofy. Anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about how you had pointed out, that to be frugal is fantastic, and that I was in close quarters with my future partners, and they knew people. And one example is one of my partners, he and I would be on the phone till 1 o'clock in the morning, and at that time he was just a client. He was not just a client, I'm sorry, the relationship was different, and he was a client, and we were always working on deals together. We were underwriting deals together. We were doing also we had started rooms in that app. What's that app called where you get in a room and it's fully audio?
Oh,
And
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse,
Right.
yes. We had opened a Clubhouse room, especially for mobile home parks, and we had recently closed together. I had refinanced his portfolio.
Hmm.
And, all that time, and I didn't realize it, he was testing me for
Hmm.
a partnership. Then when you had spoken to how people vet in our industry, the little things like that, you are being vetted.
Absolutely, 100%. It's absolutely tryouts. It's the draft all day, every day. And one of the things I look for is like, is this person honest and nice because they're afraid of getting caught, or are they just plain honest and nice?
Right,
You
right,
know?
exactly.
So,
And there's like very few in regular life, but when you're in business, you realize that integrity has to be there,
mhm,
and everybody knows that.
mhm,
So the standard, your level of play has got to be at that level,
mhm,
Otherwise, you will not continually draw in those long-term relationships. You will not continually be like, oh, yeah, I totally want to hang out with you, even though we haven't spoken in 6 months. Yeah. So that is something that's happening all the time, just like you said, Dan, all the time.
yeah, I think it's that short-sightedness, that myopia, not realizing that it's just simply it's just biting the hand that feeds. I really don't understand like how so many people can be. It's like, yeah, but I got away with it, so it's okay.
Right?
It's
But you still have to speak with yourself. That's the part that gets me too.
absolutely, and I got an exceptional memory, so it's like if there are skeletons in the closet, they'll be
Right?
there, and they like it's yesterday. So I
Exactly.
got a biological imperative.
And that's it. That's exactly it. Got to keep yourself straight. In the end, it's just you you're answering to. It's just you.
Mhm.
And hopefully, there's some people who might take it themselves more seriously than others. Not all the time to where they're drabby or anything, but that part of themselves they take seriously.
Mhm.
And I've been fortunate enough to be surrounded by them. So that's worked out very well for me.
Yep, yep. And that was a topic, a more unpleasant version of the conversation we were having earlier that I'm not going to go into detail. But yeah, it's like that's how it is. It's
Yeah.
really crazy. But
Yes, it is. Is it
yes,
my
it sure is.
one? Okay, I guess so.
Yeah, it actually has your clock showing that you'll see whose turn
Oh,
it is
okay.
that way too.
Okay.
So
All right. So I know you're probably going to have me in checkmate here pretty soon. Does that mean that this podcast is over when I lose?
no, it usually depends on how fast it is. I always give the opportunity for a rematch unless the person is clearly really, really, really good. Because then
Or like,
if they're really good, then it'll be like, okay, well, we know that this is we're absolutely going to use most of our time again, and yeah, yeah,
or
and
yeah, I'm not that
probably
person, so there's that. Oh, I wish rooks could move diagonal.
right.
Yeah, I'm about to lose this game, guys, pretty easily. Oh well.
Yeah, so
To be fair, as I had said to Dan earlier, I was raised with chess where my father would each other like an hour to make a move. So there's that.
Yeah. It's I've told a few people that what I basically did was ripped the Band-Aid when it came to playing against other people. I literally had a couple thousand online games, learned what I could, and
Oh, really?
yep, yep.
When did you do that?
Just this year, it was January is when I
Oh,
first did it. I didn't want to play humans. I really didn't want to play humans, and then I played hundreds and hundreds of games, and I cursed up a blue streak. It was terrible. But there you go. I'm hitting the rematch. Do you have time for another one? You wanna try and blast through that too? Get some
sure,
experience?
sure.
Excellent. Okay.
Absolutely.
So there, I
There
hit
should
the
be
rematch button. There should be some sort of
thing.
doodad for this. I also have it on unrated, so you don't lose points if you care about points.
I don't. Yeah,
So
there's that.
yeah, it should be popping up somewhere. It might be in the bottom right hand corner. It might be a little chessboard with a little red number on there.
Okay. Um, okay, there we go.
Okay, here we go. And you're white this time, so you go first.
Alrighty.
All right. So
So obviously, Dan, you have a lot of working parts and a lot of gears going on into that brain of yours to keep track of everything.
hmm
So along with this podcast, what else do you have going on?
So one of the biggest things is that because I'm permanently from the internet, it means that I have to find new ways to make social media work. And so, like, I found personally that once I start, I could even do that. Once I start, I'll do it the traditional way. Once I start watching a chess game, I have to see how it ends. I find that this cat and mouse aspect to it.
Yes,
Um, I guess what I'm trying to say, like earlier when I was mentioning how nice you are, my big thing is I'm a pacifist. Okay, I actually encourage people not to fight, not like there's going to be some like any difficulty people have is due to miscommunication. Okay, and it's more than 9 times out of 10. It really is, and the impression that people get of how things work, it couldn't be more off the mark, quite frankly. Let's try this. I think that's more fun.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
what the heck?
Oh, yeah. It's the reason why it's confusing. This is a King's Indian defense because you started off with D4.
Oh, and
Do I
there
want
you
to do
go.
that one?
I'm
Yeah, I'll do
gonna have
that
my
one.
knight. Okay, my bishop.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So in my house though, the competition, the competitive nature, it'll be part of video games and stuff like that. But chess is the other one where I think it's okay to just be intolerable. You can right. You can go ahead and crush your enemies
And nobody cares.
and
Kind
bask in their tears. That's okay if it's chess.
If that behavior is not allowed in public, oh, you haven't been in some of the war rooms I have then,
Right.
you
Exactly.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether or not it's instigated, what you're trying to say is like there's definite, resolutions to every conflict, and it is based on communication.
Yeah. That is, yeah. That's what I mean. Like the misunderstanding up front. It's like people aren't generally legitimately trying to piss each other off. That's just
Right.
not what's going on most of the time.
Exactly.
But yeah, but that's the fun that I'm having here.
I love that. Just an outlet to take it
Yes.
out, some of your daily frustrations that
Yeah,
might be
that is
happening.
exactly. Oh, right. Yeah, I should have seen that a lot earlier.
Oh,
Um,
nice, nice, nice
uh,
pin.
that's a fork right
Nice
there.
pin. You just learned this game this year?
No.
Oh, I
I
was
got
gonna
into
say.
competitive as in rated chess just this year.
No!
Yes.
Rated how is as in what?
As
Like,
in like playing on the internet 4 points. Okay, so the little score here next to your name,
yeah.
800, that's what you start at. See, one thing that's pretty beautiful is when you start out an account, it asks you how much experience you have. So the number may be a lie, but there is such a thing as a mature score, which is as in like you played a whole bunch of games and you're at this score, which means
Mhm.
that's an actual indicator of your level of skill. So yeah, there.
Oh, okay. All right. And I'm like, am I,
So
are
I
you
would say
looking for
that's
Grandmaster or?
no, no. Yeah. But actually, it's funny. I started taking lessons from a guy who's for this time format, rapid. He's in the top 8,000 on Earth, and that's out of like 100 million people, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's I've definitely seen some really, really wild
Yep.
stuff. And then
Right?
of course the internet these days, it's just amazing when it comes to what's available. You have
Yeah.
no
I
idea how much this GPON is annoying the crap out of me. It's but it's okay.
I will say that to lending to what you say, my business as a loan consultant
Mhm.
is 99% based on social media.
Right?
I like
So
most
ridiculous.
of
It's
my
so ridiculous.
clients,
Oh, I post stuff on the internet. Yeah, but I do it for expensive things like properties.
like with things.
It's brutal. It's
What you
Yeah,
do?
yeah, you're in marketing, right? So like,
Yes.
it means like you get like the absurdity of what we have to do all the
Hmm.
time, and it's mind blowing. For until I got into this debt fund most recently, I actually was preparing some swag that says "Ask me about my fake job."
That's great.
Right, and they're like, "What's your fake job?" It's commercial real estate. It's like, how is that fake? 'Cause I make a bunch of videos on, put them on the internet, and like, kind of people feel weird about it, so they remember. It's
Right. Oh, I think no, one more spot.
But
So,
that's the thing. As soon as I found out that all you have to do is explain that you're a commercial real estate person, and the way the internet works is you have to do weird stuff
right.
all the
That's actually
time.
like, that's actually boomers. And you had said that word, used that word.
Hmm.
Please delete it later. That,
Right.
that
I'll bleep
the
it out.
next generation, the generation, before mine,
Hmm.
that's one of their biggest complaints, as well as my generation,
Hmm.
is the internet has just created so many opportunities that there's literally no one to take care of your assets
Hmm.
whatsoever, no one to take care of the infrastructure, no one to take care of, in my case, um, infill and like really understand and be willing to be on site to get it done.
Hmm.
My position as a loan consultant is 100% remote. So I find myself in sort of that same category, but fortunately, because of my earlier experience as a property manager and the age I am,
Hmm.
it's not a big deal to go and actually put some eyes on your asset, which
Hmm.
is really important, putting those eyes there. And because it involves so many things that only a human mind that's there for the time being until AI takes over,
Hmm.
um, can really, really discern and ascertain,
Hmm. Hmm.
So there's that. Oh, I'm in check
Yeah, there's a lot, and I pre-moved.
there. Okay, my turn again.
Now I think you have to block.
I have to block.
Yeah.
Okay, what am I blocking? The
A
bishop.
bishop.
I'm
There's a
blocking the
discovered
bishop.
check on there.
I like how you're giving me little hints here. That's very
Well,
nice.
that was the other thing. So even though I say that only in chess are you allowed to be
Kindness.
horrible, tolerable, just basically generally awful, and evil. I personally find that I'm not really interested in.
Decimating.
Well, no, it's more a matter of like if I don't want you to lose because you made a huge mistake. Okay,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
it's like that's no fun. It's like the way this game works is if you make an enormous mistake, you're going down for sure.
Right.
And I wanted was like if you know the landmines, like hey, there's a landmine there. It's like but like instead of this, it's like no, these are more or less even trades, but you don't have a choice. Like if you actually like put somebody in a corner and you get a benefit for that, like I think that's fair to me.
Right.
But otherwise, you just
Gosh, am I? Oh, this is almost a stalemate. It isn't. Okay. Wow. Dan, you decimated me. Just
it's yeah,
where am I going? Is it? Oh, ah.
right. So I could go
I
to
don't think it's fair. We're
there's
talking.
gotta yeah
No.
there's a mate here somewhere, I'm sure, but I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'll just
Anyway, this
yeah.
is fun though. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun kleptoing all the little pieces, right?
Right?
Uh, I could do it that way. Let's do this.
You
I
could
think
do
you have
it
to
that
move a
way.
pawn now.
I do? I can't just eat you?
No, I got it covered by my queen.
Oh, you're queen. Okay.
Yeah, it's I'm definitely not really using common ways to finish this one off.
Yeah, to get down to it, I guess, is the
Yeah.
best way to put it. Talk about like because obviously as a loan consultant, I would be interested in the debt fund you're involved with.
So
Tell us about some of the underwriting that it would require and so on and so forth.
sure. So, like, I can give this is for Fund 11. It's open for 506C. It's accredited investors only. And so we definitely need to hop on a call, make sure if it makes sense. But what I've been noticing about the business model, and I think it has something to do with the founders' stage in life, if you will. The main thing is that once you're far enough along in life, you don't really need the equity multiples. You're not really hoping for, like that it's going to be worth way more in 20 years because you're thinking of not having any assets in 20 years or something like that.
Right.
You're already
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Yes.
right. So if that's the case, then pursuing equity doesn't make any sense to me.
Hmm.
And so the debt fund is a nice fit for that. So the biggest concerns then is like how do you know that you're going to get your principal back? And the idea there is to keep it all short term and first position loans. So the idea is 2 years or less, and then that way investors we have a 90-day deployment period that's a best effort basis. So it's best for us to deploy uh, investments to loans like faster than 90 days as due diligence allows, but it's only an 18-month holding period and then a 90-day redemption period after that. And Joe, our founder, is dumping in some liquidity to make sure that I can stop this recording over here to make sure that if there are any lemons, any bad loans, he'll buy it out from the fund so investors aren't exposed to it.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah. So up to a limit of 500,000. But he's got a long history in it, and I understand that the answer for lawyers, as far as what a default rate looks like, and like this is including like people being late. It's not as in like foreclose and all that kind of stuff. It tends to be around 3%. Three
Hmm.
percent of loans end up having some sort of lateness or something. And then I understand it tends to be statistically around 1% actually have
Oh,
to go through other processes. But that's why you need somebody who's an experienced lender But yeah, I'm really excited about that. Just like these games have been fantastic. I guess was there anything else you wanted to add for the audience before we give them the rest of their day? I know that people have to reach out to you. LinkedIn is great.
Oh no!
Reach out,
Wow, that went really fast. That went really quickly. So,
right?
yeah, yes, I'm with Eastern Union. Please feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is 330-314-4878. And also my email is enorman@easternunion.com. Feel free to hit me up on LinkedIn or Facebook. I do have a Facebook group that's called the Mobile Home Park Investors Network. And you are free to join. And I also have another one called the Investor Network for Mobile Home Community Owners.
Sweet, sweet. That's fantastic. So that's how you reach out to her. Again, I'm on LinkedIn. If you want to do me a solid and hit that downright hideous subscribe button that's down there, like on it, like it's really ugly. I find it's embarrassing. Like, and it's free to hit. Okay, I want people to click on it so YouTube actually starts paying for these videos
Right?
instead of me. So all it really means is that my videos may show up on your list of suggestions. I hope you love these chess games over an interview with commercial real estate players, investors, and all that kind of stuff. Thanks again, Emma. This has been
Okay.
great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.